Behind me is Paige's Crossing Fun and Event Center in Columbia City, Indiana. They've got everything you might expect at a family entertainment complex. Mini golf, go-karts, an arcade, and lots more. But back here behind the go-karts is what some consider the most epic kiddie coaster ever built. I give you Runaway Train. Now, if you've been to any amusement park or carnival, you've probably seen a kiddie coaster. They're small, usually oval shaped, and offer a few little dips to ease kids into riding the bigger coaster someday. But Runaway Train is trial by fire for any young rider. It starts innocently enough, with a nice turning lift hill, but then it immediately drops underground. Yes, it's a kiddie coaster with a huge underground tunnel. And then, if that's not enough, you're going to get some serious airtime coming out of that tunnel right before you hit not one, but 2 helixes. The layout on this thing is nuts.
You know, I thought I'd already ridden the most unique coaster in Indiana back in 2012 when I rode the Blue Flash Backyard Coaster, which is literally a coaster just in somebody's backyard. But this definitely gives it a run for its money. This is really cool.
Runaway Train was built in 2007 by Wisdom Rides, a company in Colorado that specializes in smaller and sometimes portable amusement rides. Kiddie coasters, though, aren't really the most well-documented rides since, well, they're usually pretty boring. So there's no official stats on the drop, but John the mechanic had an estimate.
How far do you think it is from the top?
Oh, I'd say from the top of the coaster come down, you're probably looking at, it might be 30 foot.
Have you been on it?
No, I'm just the operator. I'm the mechanic to make sure it's running.
So while we were perusing the park, we ran into manager Ashley Bechtold and asked her for some inside perspective on the ride.
My favorite attraction to run is the coaster because seeing the kids like scream is exciting to me. I'm scared of roller coasters and like in general. I love that people get excited about it and like people like come from all over to like see it. And it's kind of weird to me because like it's a small town, Columbia City. So I didn't know people knew. I didn't even know you guys knew about this.
It's like a lot of roadside things. If you're in the right circles, and in this case, coaster enthusiasts, you might be in the know on something that a lot of others would drive right past.
So people have come in and asked for like souvenirs, like from Paige's or just a roller coaster, and like we unfortunately like all we have are employee t-shirts. So we don't have anything like that. But yeah, they come from all over and it's pretty cool seeing people from different states.
So it seemed like it was high time to ride this thing. So for that, we met up with new Fun Center owner Brian Shopper. He'd just ridden the coaster for the first time that day too.
I do like the drop where it goes subterranean. I think that's a really nice feature. And the far end has a couple tight loops that are really intense.
Frankly, there was only one thing left to do.
Well, let's go for a ride then.
Here we go! There's time on it. What on earth?
That was amazing. That was like legitimately very, very fun.
And it's intense. The helixes, that second helix is out of control. You got slammed pretty hard coming through that.
So this coaster is kind of like a roller coaster tycoon challenge, you know, where you have to build a kid-friendly ride, but it still has to have excitement level 10. So what was Wisdom thinking when they built this?
We contacted them, and they told us that nobody who worked on Runaway Train was still with the company, and that the only person who might know more is Victor Wisdom himself, the now retired owner. So I contacted him. And by the way, Victor Wisdom, totally awesome wizard name. Unfortunately, he didn't get back to me. He's a retired guy out in Colorado. What do you want? So the deep history of this ride still remains a bit of a mystery, but we can be certain of this. It's probably been a permanent installation at Paige's since 2007. We heard a rumor it was way older and came from an out-of-state park, but I asked around the coaster community to no avail, and personally cross-referenced the elements on this coaster with every defunct and relocated Wisdom Mine Train coaster in the world using the online roller coaster database, and there were no matches. And that took a long time to do. There were one or two that were close, but it's that underground tunnel. No coaster of this caliber has ever had that.
So this is my 221st coaster credit. That's the 221st different coaster that I've been on. If you're on your way to Indiana Beach, this is basically right on the way if you're coming from the east. So you need to make the detour and ride this and get this on your coaster list too, because this is a great ride.
And if you couldn't tell yet, that's what this series is all about. Things that aren't usually the main destination of a road trip, like Indiana Beach, but quick stops that are on the way or just a quick detour from the main route. There's so many quirky, fun things hidden across America, like this little coaster that delivers big thrills, and we're setting out to find as many of them as we can. And with that, we hereby induct Runaway Train as the first honorary member of our Offbeat Amusement Ride Hall of Fame. That's a thing we're doing now. I just decided.
Well, that's all for now, but we'll see you again soon for another quick detour.